Good morning to each and every one of you. I hope that you are ready to have an amazing week. And today, I get the privilege of helping set your brain and mind for this next leg of optimization that we're entering into in the month of November. And I also hope that you are lighting your candles, lighting your way. Remember, the flame is spirit, the wax is some aspect of you, your hearing, your sight, your overall will, and allow spirit to ignite you and also melt away those things that just aren't proper for the direction that you're going in. I want every last one of you to prepare yourself right now to have this conversation with me. It's going to be a great conversation. I'll see you in just a little bit. I'm coming right back. We're going to get started. The text is just now going out.
Like a river, I take it in my way. One song rolls like sea,
Looking for a vibrant community where faith meets empowerment? Welcome to the LRL community on Patreon. Here you'll gain access to our financial wellness plan to level up your money game and build your immune system, health and wellness lifestyle plan to keep your health in check. But that's not all. With the groundbreaking AIR project, we're creating jobs in Africa beginning in Ghana. Plus, you'll unlock insider tips from senior executives across industries. And the best part? Be part of daily prayers, weekly coaching sessions with Dr. Larry Reid himself, and so much more. It's time to connect, grow, and thrive. Get the apps, grab the merch, and join us at patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. Let's build something amazing together. The LRL community is waiting for you.
All right, the text is just going out. We're about to get started, waiting for more to come. And share with everyone that you see that is not in here yet. We're about to get started.
Don't have to bear it alone now. I got someone to call on my own. Always answer every prayer. I know you're forever there. Yeah. You make me totally complete. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you're the reason that I smile. You make me smile every day, everywhere. By my side, constantly make me high. Make me high. That I smile. If you take the time and listen to what they have to say in point of view, you'll doubt all that he said. Yeah, he answered every prayer, and he'll always be there. God, you make me totally complete. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you're the reason that I smile. You make me smile every day, everywhere. By my side, constantly make me high. Make me high. That I smile. Make me smile. You make me smile. And what you do makes me smile. You're the reason that I smile. God, you make me totally complete. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that I smile. You're the reason that I smile. Oh, by my side, constantly make me high. The reason that I smile. Make me totally complete. Yeah, you make me totally complete. The reason that I smile. Yeah, yeah. Every day, everywhere. By my side, constantly make me high. The reason that I smile. Oh, oh. Don't know what is this that I feel, but it's really real. A little too much for me. Wanna thank you for the life you give me. Steps I take really is amazing to me. Always there for me. God, it really don't play about me. Don't play about me. God really don't play about me. God really don't play about me. No, he really don't play about me. Really don't play about me. God really don't play about me. No, he really don't play about me. About me, don't play about me. Don't wanna be too mean, but I feel my enemies really underestimated me. I'll sit back, I'm gonna watch them all. One by one they'll fall, and nobody answered their call. God, they really don't play about me. Don't play about me. God really don't play about me. God really don't play about me. No, he really don't play about me. Really don't play about me. God really don't play about me. No, he really don't play about me. God, he really don't play about me. Don't play about me. God really don't play about me. God really don't play about me. No, he really don't play about me. Really don't play about me. God really don't play about me. No, he really don't play about me.
All right, everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started. We are still in our teaching optimization, and last week we started the optimization of the brain and mind. We actually started that live. We're talking about the optimization of our relationships. I want everybody to be very clear about what is happening in optimization. In optimization, everything has been made better than what it was before. And the way forward is being streamlined. It's being optimized. And with that being said, in order to know what needs the edit, what needs the adjustment, there's going to have to be an optimization that happens in your sight and in your eye. But the brain and the mind is sort of like the make or break as relates to forging the future and forming it. Your brain and your mind is going to need to work in concert with what is happening in the spirit right now and what the future is demanding and commanding. And there is something called neuroplasticity. Now, everybody put that in the chat. You know that your brain likes to rehearse the same thing over and over and over. It remembers the last thing that you said, how you felt about it, what you did about it, how it made you feel, your reaction, what they said, how they looked when they said it, the tone of their voice, all of that. The brain records it and remembers it over and over and over. As a result, it's wiring. The pathways, everything in there is like preset by what has already happened, occurred, what made you feel good, what made you feel bad. And it sort of wires itself there and it thinks about it over and over. 80 to 90% of the thoughts you're going to have today are thoughts you had yesterday, except that you are in the work of neuroplasticity. And neuroplasticity, the way they came up with that word, because plastic, you pretty much can bend it. You put your finger in it, you bend it, and you put it in a shape. The brain can be bent, changed, rewired. So the art of changing the wiring and the positioning and the processing of the brain is like that molding of plastic. So neuroplasticity. Okay, we're going to watch a video that sort of explains neuroplasticity. But before we get into that, I just want to remind you about what we discussed on last week. We talked about the conscious and the subconscious mind. Then we talked about the brain and different parts of the brain, the prefrontal cortex, what that does. We also, I think we really spend a lot of time in the subconscious, because 90% of our behavior is controlled by our subconscious. So if we're going to change our behavior, remember our thought, word, and deed seeds, how they are really creating our future, because everything we think and say and do is a seed. Well, 90% of those deed seeds, that behavior, is controlled by your subconscious. So your repetition and your visualization and emotional reinforcement, making yourself feel. David said, I made my soul rejoice in the Lord. All of that rewires your coding and your operating system. And we talked about RAS, RAS, RAS activation, the reticular activating system, and which basically is this brain stem here, triangular, is right here. And it runs up into the brain. That system is sort of the code that that you really have to crack in order to reshape your most dominant thoughts. Listening. So if your repetition, 2 to 3 minutes after we do our morning prayer, I said declare. You repeating and declaring and visualizing, all of that gives you a new mental filter and filler. A new mental filter for your thoughts and filler. What do you mean, Reid? What is happening in your brain and in your mind when you're not talking? I mean, right now, you're probably not talking. What is going on in your head? That's what you want to reprogram, where your resting consciousness is, where your resting thinking is, and that world that it sits in on autopilot. We want to jam pack that world with things that will make our brain and our mind a fit for the future, and strategically reprogramming the subconscious and doing work with the conscious, because you want to upgrade your conscious mind and reprogram your subconscious mind. And then we want to know how to rewire neuroplasticity, the entire brain, beginning with the reticular activation system, the subconscious and the conscious mind. So the RISE is one of the brain's most powerful filters, and it also is a control center, and it's connected to those other parts of the brain. So scientifically and spiritually, we want to optimize that entire thing. That RAS is located in the brain stem, and it connects the spinal cord, the cerebellum, the thalamus, and the cerebral cortex. But it controls, it's the hotbed of your arousal, your attention. Are you paying attention now? If you're listening, you are listening. And your consciousness. And it decides what information reaches your awareness. So out of the millions of sensory signals received per second, the RISE, it allows only the ones that align with your focus or your belief system to reach the conscious mind. So when you are reprogramming the subconscious, because this is the mind now, the mind, this is instructional and programmable, and there's the software. The brain is the hardware, the actual wiring. When you begin to do work in the subconscious, you are making adjustments in the RISE. That's the brain stem. One software, one hardware. Okay? And being intentional and creating positive dopamine shots, because the cheap ones you get, when you're scrolling or you hear something salacious or something of that nature, is being intentional with your dopamine releases, your serotonin, your glutamate, your norepinephrine, and your how you say that? Acetylcholine. Yeah, acetylcholine. I can spell it better than I can say it. Y'all know how that is. Acetylcholine. Yeah, I think I'm saying that right. So all of these things need to be at their proper levels in your brain. Ladies and gentlemen, the American diet is wired to kill your brain. The American system of learning, school education, is programmed to create matter in the brain. Sugar on the brain makes you controllable and actually make you prone to a list of diseases that can happen in the brain. One is dementia. You have to intentionally protect your brain and your mind, which is the protection of your spirit, because our country is wired to control others and to keep us in an illusion of excitement, an illusion of freedom, and an illusion of pleasure. This is why the entertainment business is the biggest business on the face of the earth, especially here in America. Football, basketball, all of the sports, the music, the rappers, it's all entertainment. Wrestling, MMA, all of that's entertainment. The fashion shows, the music shows, entertainment. And through these things, the American government has programmed all of us through the music, through the food, and through the funny. And I told y'all these are the three things that connect our humanity. If you can connect food, music, or funny to it, we will receive it. And the way the brain is set up and the mind, it can't keep music out. Music is one of the key programmers of consciousness and behavior and key programmers of the brain. So if we are not intentional in this optimization, we're going to be talking optimization, but really not in the technicalities of it, because we're not discussing the brain and the mind. But we ain't that people. We are discussing it. So whatever you focus on repeatedly and speak about often and believe deeply, the RAS tags it as important. Then it constantly scans your environment to find the data that matches that it has tagged as important. How did it tag it? Because you kept saying it, because you believe it deeply. You speak about it often. You focus on it a lot. So if you can just break that habit of turning over that negative thought, that negative relationship, that bad outcome, you are going to change. First of all, you're going to feel better, and then your path and your life energetically is going to upgrade. This is optimization. And it starts in that dome piece. That's the reason why you notice you buy a new car, go look at a car, and then when you leave there, you see it everywhere. Tell me, oh my God, everybody got one. Everybody copying me. No, they ain't. It's just the way the brain works, because you just introduced something to it, and it was in your focus for a long period of time. So now the RAS tags it and starts to scan your environment for more of that, because the brain is a sponge. And it just soaks information up. And the information it soaks up, it then remembers it over and over and over. In the mind is where you can disrupt or disturb that process that is happening in the brain. That is its natural way to operate. Okay? So neuroplasticity needs to be something that we embrace in a deep way, so that optimization can take place, reprogramming can take place. Your focus declarations, what you want, that helps the brain to highlight it and tag it, and you begin to scan your world and your life for more of that. When you are in optimization of the brain and mind, it is important to make sure that you maintain emotional stability and intensity while you are declaring. Neuroplasticity happens whenever you're able to maintain an emotional or spiritual vibratory frequency, intense in your feelings, and declare a thing. This actually can trigger up the nucleus basilia to release acetylcholine. Acetylcholine. There you go. Acetylcholine is the chemical that opens the way and makes it easier to reprogram the mind, but you got to activate it. And when you have intense feelings and emotions, or even intense focus, you actually trigger up that acetylcholine to be released out of the nucleus basilia. And then what begins to happen is that the RAS tags that as important, and it amplifies the signal. So now your brain is working with your mind and your intention as relates to neuroplasticity, and it's actually rewiring itself and having a new thought, a new pathway. I found a video that sort of explains this pretty good, and I'm going to play it right now. I'm going to play the video. It's very short. I may play it a couple of times, but I'm going to play it right now. Watch this.
Not so long ago, many scientists believed that the brain did not change after childhood, that it was hardwired and fixed by the time we became adults. But recent advances in only the last decade now tell us that this is simply not true. The brain can and does change throughout our lives. It is adaptable, like plastic. Hence, neuroscientists call this neuroplasticity. How does neuroplasticity work? If you think of your brain as a dynamic, connected power grid, there are billions of pathways or roads lighting up every time you think, feel, or do something. Some of these roads are well-travelled. These are our habits, our established ways of thinking, feeling, and doing. Every time we think in a certain way, practice a particular task, or feel a specific emotion, we strengthen this road. It becomes easier for our brains to travel this pathway. Say we think about something differently, learn a new task, or choose a different emotion. We start carving out a new road. If we keep travelling that road, our brains begin to use this pathway more, and this new way of thinking, feeling, or doing becomes second nature. The old pathway gets used less and weakens. This process of rewiring your brain by forming new connections and weakening old ones is neuroplasticity in action. The good news is that we all have the ability to learn and change by rewiring our brains. If you have ever changed a bad habit or thought about something differently, you have carved a new pathway in your brain and experienced neuroplasticity firsthand. With repeated and directed attention towards your desired change, you can rewire your brain.
I want you to put in the chat, I can rewire my brain. And it is necessary as a change agent, as a reformer, as a future tech, to embrace neuroplasticity so that you can begin to set yourself in the world of your minds and your brains for success. I mentioned this during talking about relationships. Your brain chose these people that you had these relationships that fell apart, but your brain chose it. So we've got to deal with the chooser. Neuroplasticity. You can rewire your brains. Now, the neuroplasticity is the brain's built-in ability to restructure, reroute, and reassign itself. As your life, your mouth, your decisions and behaviors and beliefs shift. See, the brain ain't gonna do it easy, but the brain can do it because you can do it. You can initiate it. So I hope you understand even the more as we repeat, which is a brain exercise, that neuroplasticity is a possibility. And you can restructure, reroute, reassign aspects and pathways and firings in the brain by just shifting some things in your decisions and your behaviors. Just begin to shift those things. Nothing in your brain, and I'm saying this as a declaration, is fixed unless you keep feeding it to stay in that fix. Nothing in you is fixed. It's just you have to look at, what are you feeding? Are you feeding the possibility of an upgrade or optimization, or are you feeding it the same old thing? Are you anesthetizing it instead of exercising it? Because I'm telling you, you got to look at your behavior, because maybe you're anesthetizing your brain, because maybe you are doing things to calm the brain instead of to call the brain upward. And you can do that. And we're sort of talking about the biological side of our conversations concerning prophecy, astrology, numerology, prayer, declaration. We need to marry to this the biological aspects of spirituality. And that deals with the brain, the renewal. I love that. The renewal and the renewal. You got that? RENEURAL. The renewal and the renewal of the brain, the repattering and the reprogramming. Yeah, you have to do that in the brain, or what is happening in spirit, and in the mind. It can end up encroached upon. The brain is saying, if you give me a new input, I build you a new neurological world, but you gotta give me a new input. How? By repeating the same thought, behavior, and word over and over and over. This is why we play our prophecies over and over. This is why we continue to receive prophecy over and over, because of what it does for our faith, for our spirit, our spiritual brain, our spiritual mind, and our actual brain. It helps the optimization process. Remember, the brain is the hardware and the mind is the software. And neuroplasticity is the update between the two. And that repeated focus, it helps build this new wiring and this partnership between the brain and the mind. See, what you think and what you say is a rehearsal, and it turns into a structure, a neurological structure in the brain. What you think, what you say, what you do, what you think, what you say, what you do. Let me say this: what you thinking about, what you be talking about, and your habits around your food and your diet, all of that turns into a structure in the brain. The reason why you're eating so much is because of a structure you've built in your brain. The reason why you're masturbating so much is because of a structure you built in your brain. The reason why you are watching so much porn is because of the structure you built in your brain. The reason why anything put in your hand, cash or credit increases, always end up maxed out or gone, is because of the structure that is in your brain. The reason why you always popping off is because you done popped off so much, so now the brain has a structure called pop off that gets access whenever your trigger is done. We must rewire our brain, or we're going to be hypocrites. See, the hypocrite has an issue in the hypothalamus. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying to you? Oh my God. So what you say, what you think, what you do, it's a rehearsal for the programming of the brain. Neuroplasticity, you can absolutely change this. If you don't, you're just going to be talking about something that you have not become, because it's impossible to become it. You have not sat with the new information long enough, and rehearsed it over and over to rewire your brain. You know how long it took for us as a community? Hell, let me do it with me, to not say spend when I'm talking about money. And I've done so much work around it that when I'm saying spend time, I feel like my brain checks it, because I've wired it not to say spend. Because when you marry the word spend and money, spend root word is end, same root word in friend. You have to be careful what the world of spend, because you could be ending your money when you say I'm spending money, because you're announcing that. That took a lot for me to do that. Now I'm working on Lord, Master, and King. And I may have some songs with those in it. You know, so I'm having to rewire that. That's going to take a minute, but I have to keep reinforcing it into my brain, because my mouth is one of the key tools of manifestation. So I have to reprogram my brain so my mouth is saying something different. And then the rise, the reticular activating system is going to tag it as important. And now through my eyes, I'm looking for more of that information or anything that matches that programming. This is why praying in tongues is so important. The benefits of praying in tongues as relates to the brain, oh my God. It takes the brain into a meditative state, into those different stages of rest. It is extremely important for you to give yourself the meditation and prayer. It is so profitable to your brain. I like this. I must become an electrician and rewire my brain. Right, because the brain is electricity, literally. In your cell is electricity. That's why you have to eat food with electrical charge in it and water. So, and that strengthens the mitochondria. It is extremely important for all of us to eat our water, not just drink water, and to eat electricity, because the brain needs it. I must rehearse what is going to feed and fuel my next. I must continue to believe in the power of my words and allow them to take root to stretch my mind and brain for the alignment of my next. Absolutely. I think we need to watch this video one more time. We got a few people that come in, because we're still talking about the brain and the mind and optimization, but now we're discussing neuroplasticity and the reticular activation system. All right.
Not so long ago, many scientists believed that the brain did not change after childhood, that it was hardwired and fixed by the time we became adults. But recent advances in only the last decade now tell us that this is simply not true. The brain can and does change throughout our lives. It is adaptable, like plastic. Hence, neuroscientists call this neuroplasticity. How does neuroplasticity work? If you think of your brain as a dynamic, connected power grid, there are billions of pathways or roads lighting up every time you think, feel, or do something. Some of these roads are well-travelled. These are our habits, our established ways of thinking, feeling, and doing. Every time we think in a certain way, practice a particular task, or feel a specific emotion, we strengthen this road.
Notice it's talking about how to strengthen the neurological pathway.
It becomes easier for our brains to travel this pathway. Say we think about something differently, learn a new task, or by the time we became adults, particular task, or feel a specific
I'm sorry, y'all, I hit it.
Specific emotion, we strengthen this road. It becomes easier for our brains to travel this pathway. Say we think about something differently.
Now here we go, thinking something differently. This whole optimization teaching, and we always talk about upgrading and becoming masters, but now we're talking about how to really become that from a biological and scientific standpoint, talking about the brain. Look how this new one.
Learn a new task or choose a different emotion. We start carving out a new road. If we keep traveling that road, our brains begin to use this pathway more, and this new way of thinking, feeling, or doing becomes second nature. The old pathway gets used less and less and weakens. This process of
Okay, let's talk about that. The old pathway gets weakened. How can I weaken? Now, this is an important conversation. How can I weaken those old pathways? You must neglect what you fed, that is in the brain that gets triggered up and have you doing XYZ. You got to change what you are thinking, saying, and doing in order to weaken an old neurological pathway. The brain, when you stop feeding it, you no longer saying that, no longer doing that, no longer anesthetizing yourself that way, no longer numbing yourself that way, no longer drinking it away, gambling it away. The brain starts to trim that space in it that was fed by that action. Pruning is built biologically into the brain. And so if you want to have the brain to begin to cut out some toxicity, some wiring, some old wiring, and have some new wiring laid on top of it, starve it. Don't do that no more. Don't say it no more. It is the RAS, the reticular activation system, that begins to respond to plasticity and create new circuits. And this puts a filter on your focus that causes you to then information gather from your environment what aligns now with this new circuit. Now, this is the thing I need to tell you about plasticity. It is neutral. What you mean, Reid? I'm talking about plasticity as though to trigger it up to get you to form a new positive habit to optimize. But plasticity itself is neutral, meaning plasticity, if you trigger up the acetylcholine and you trigger it up, that makes your brain pliable and vulnerable to new programming. If you trigger that up in the nucleus bacillus and then you got that chemical flowing, that process is plasticity is neutral, meaning this can go good or bad, because plasticity, once that state is achieved in the brain, you can build dysfunction instead of destiny. It depends on what you're continually authorizing in the rise. You've got to do some intentional pattern replacement so you can reprogram it. Intentionality is key to rewiring. It's not simply just taking in new information. If that was the case, me teaching right here would be enough, but it's not. You then have to do some intentional pattern replacement. So, being that this trimming and pruning and neuroplasticity is sort of programmed in our experience with our brain, that removes all of this, I don't know what's going on, something that's just hindering me. No, it's you. Biologically, God has programmed in the brain an ability to prune and to rewire itself. So that means you stay stuck in habits by choice. Oh, wow. You do the bad thing by choice. Then you do the bad thing over and it becomes an addiction and a habit, because that literally means you train the brain to do this way whenever this right here occurs. You can undo and redo and unwrite and overwrite all of that in the brain, cause the wiring is there. So don't tell me you can't do it. You can. You're not a victim of your old wiring. You are the architect of a new circuitry if you will get up off your ass and do it. And if you will embrace the work that is tied to rewiring it and make it the main thing. Don't listen to this and you tell me, oh my God, this is really hard. Oh, I can do it. And you focus yourself to do it. And when I check in with you 7 days from now, you done skip 3 days of prayer, 4 days of affirmation, 2 days of making yourself feel good, and all the days of lighting your candle. See, this is where you get into willful disregard for what is divine. And right here is your coaching and is your instruction. If you just align with it, you won't ever have that disease your parents had, because you're rewired and you're eating something different. Fat is not genetic always. Fat is the result of choices and pressure that you're carrying and conversations you're not having. Rewire the brain, your appetite will change. We all like sweets. We're all programmed on the American diet or the Southern Black American diet. We ain't eating unless it's fried and full of cheese and got a pork shoulder or oxtail in it. You know, I'm not telling you not to enjoy that, because I am. But I've also expanded my palate to eat some things I didn't like, but now I've learned to like them. That is the work of the brain. Your food palette choices and desires is programming, and you can reprogram it. You absolutely can. So I want you to say yes again to the spiritual work and the prophetic work, but I want you to embrace that with the psychological and the neurological work converging with that spiritual prophetic thing. It has to happen, or our brain and mind is not going to be a fit for the millions we're calling in. We don't have the brain to manage it or to grow it. Plasticity sort of matches energetically seismic global shifting, because it's a shift, but the shift is neutral. You get to decide how you walk this shift out. Is it shift or shit? You decide. Your actions, your behavior determine whether you're going to be walking out shift or shit. That's all right here. And see, the seismic global shift, that is just that. It's a shift. It's neutral as well. Plasticity is neutral. And so energetically, we're in that space of do what you want to do. Choose which way you want to go. How much do you want it? Are you seriously through with the past? Have you learned your lesson? Are you going to move forward? That's really where we're at, because we're in neutrality spiritually. And the heavens and the universe are looking at our choices and our will. Is it lost in the divine, or our will is fixated on something less than that? So everything has an opportunity to rebuild and rewire itself right here. Externally, internally, structures and systems. Are y'all with me today? I'm looking in the chat and see what y'all saying. I am a yes to the holistic work that is continuing to shape me into the proper fit for all that is meant for me. Great. So the rise is a prophetic process. I'll do a deep dive on this. Thank you. Ooh, I can't wait to hear. Reprogramming the brain to change. All right. I must have the brain to grow and manage my millions. Yep. All right. I'm just saying what y'all saying. I am converging the systems of my brain to achieve the desired outcome of this shift. You got it, Lori? My actions determine if I'm walking out shift or shit. Absolutely. You with me? Okay, got it. All right. I am energetically at a crossroad where I can choose to go forward into my destiny or stay stuck in a cycle that no longer serves me. Y'all got it. You're actively listening. So we are growing together. I know I have the right therapist because she tells me the same thing. Great. I love that. One of the things that I'm enrolling in school for is, and I'm doing it at the premier European school, is I'm going into executive coaching, but the degree is in neuroscience. And I'm going into that because I know I'm supposed to. I have always taught and prayed on the parts of the brain. So I feel like it's something I'm supposed to do and just get under my belt. And we'll see where it goes from there. But it gives me the ability to talk to oligarchs, heads of companies, because they only pull from a certain pool of coaches and level of coaching, master coaches. And so I'm going to put my name in that, because if I could influence, I would love to do politics too, but I sort of feel like maybe not that, but it's a possibility. But I need to be in the ear of the decision makers to tell them the things that will make them better, which would then make their choices more human-centered and not about the dollar. Not first. It can still be about the dollar, but it can't be primary. It's people first and then money. And we see a pattern in all of these politicians on the left and on the right. It's about money. That's why I hear Gavin Newsom, Hakeem Jeffries, and Cory Booker, and Crockett. I hear, but I know as well. So ultimately, you in that job, talking, saying whatever you're saying, you are going after the power, just like Trump went after the power. And power corrupts, absolutely, and you begin to play games. So you can say the things that sort of, make me feel like, yeah, and you get my vote. But I already know what is going to happen. The deeper you get into that system, you play the game, and the game is a money game. It's not a people game. It's money first, then people. So versus me being distracted looking at the government going through these changes, and now I'm staying informed. I'm focused on Larry, Reformation Church of Atlanta, MBN Network, LDR Enterprise, Larry Reid Live LLC, and Life Guide Services. I'm not thinking about nothing else. I'm thinking about MBN Transport and Tours. I'm thinking about MBN Farms. I'm thinking about the naturalization that we're able to give people so they can get their citizenship and passport in Ghana. I'm not thinking about much more, because everything outside of that really is a distraction, because I'm supposed to be optimizing while the systems of the world are being optimized and changed. Let me see what else y'all saying. Absolutely. That's a great affirmation, Tamara. Yes, people first, then money. That's a great plan, sir. This is going to serve you in the community very well. Absolutely. She tells me while certain thoughts may be true based on the events that happen, it is helpful or beneficial to continue to think? No, is it helpful or beneficial to continue to think those thoughts if I'm working on healing, transformation, and growth? Yes. It's just a matter of not getting stuck in the thought against your will, not getting stuck in the thought against your will, not getting stuck in the thought against your will. If you choose to park yourself in a thought, and you should, especially if it's a past event, so you can sit with it, feel all of it, and heal it, and then be transformed by the lessons you extract, you're going to have to sit in some stuff. But the key is not getting stuck against your will. See, your thought should obey you. So if you don't want the thought and you tell it to go, don't go. Okay, there's something it's connected to in the mind or in the brain that is keeping it around. So this is where neuroplasticity comes into play. Because when your thoughts do not obey you, we have a problem. If the thought comes or is formed by you in some aspect of you, it's coming from some part of you. We're not going to play the devil game. In this conversation, we're going to play the default game. The default programming is the devil. So that thought that come up in the brain is coming from a default programming that is somewhere. And that programming happened through your trauma, through your past actions, your past choices, your past relationships, something, whatever, something. And that we can sit in that default programming, heal it, deliver ourselves from it, extract the lessons from that, and then rewrite on top of that default setting, on top of that default coding. Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with having those thoughts from the past to fully sit in it. You need to. That's part of the healing process. All right. I guess I did answer a question on a Sunday morning. So the lack of learning and rewiring our brain can go on autopilot, right? We can work or drive and not remember doing it because they are beyond habits. They are imprinted. That's exactly how it works. It's autopilot. Absolutely. I need a therapist. The current one isn't on this level. The kind of therapy. Okay, y'all went to school to be a therapist. So I done all my hours, and that was a therapy that really dealt with the brain because we had to do a lot of Carl Jung work. So with that degree, it sort of made me interested. So this is coming from years of reading. Then when I had that work and up under that degree, so and then I prayed and all that. So it's a whole lot of things converging that you may hear it from me a way that you not hear it from your therapist, and then you can hear it from your therapist a way you don't hear it from me. We all work together in helping you with your brain and your mind. I have started my project in ChatGPT to really be engaged in this teaching and research to take another shift so I am a fit for my future. This is an area of teaching you want to really learn, the brain. Absolutely, it is. Especially those of you that coach others. Take this and begin to coach your own self. And that's going to change how you coach others. Okay? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's great. All right. I will sit, not become stuck against my will. Yeah, if you can't, this is another thing. You should be able to have one thought after the other, and your thought shouldn't 1, 2, 3 and get stuck, and now your head is clogged. That is the same as getting stuck in a thought against your will. If that pile up happens against your will, there is something there that needs to be healed because the brain is working like it's been traumatized. It's not working like it's clear and healed. It's working like it's been traumatized. Y'all know trauma is an injury to the brain. He really hurt my heart. Brain, heart, belly. And the belly is the second brain. All of that is where your neurological system is most dense. You have more endings there, head, heart, and belly. So if somebody hurt your heart, it's a brain injury. That's why if you desire something over and over, eating and fill your belly with it all the time, it's a brain injury. So you have to heal it. And you can. All right. Yes, the default programming is the devil, not something with horns for the sake of this teaching, not some energy, some force, some unholy ghost. No. I want not no disembodied spirit. No, the default setting is the devil that you're going to cast out. You're basically going to heal it out, rewrite it out. Not getting stuck against your will. What is the origin of your thoughts? Not obeying? What is the origin of your thoughts not obeying you? It's a trauma response. The default setting, we're going to work on that. The default setting. God, it's only been an hour. I feel like I'm done. I'm also in Chat GPT as we speak and learn. We are hilarious. Y'all, that one person with hundreds of faces. Right, Dr. Reid, in my experience, I have encountered individuals that have gotten stuck in extended grief. Yeah, it can happen. As the interdisciplinary team works with them, old past trauma. Trauma is a brain injury. Yeah, hurt is a brain injury. Y'all getting it. Y'all might, I'll just come off the live and y'all go live and teach it to y'all audience. Y'all got it. Naida said, no, you are done. We can chew on this more. Being in my head may be a Virgo trait. It is. But it doesn't have to be my destiny. Hell, no. Oh, let me finish reading. I'm rewiring my mind to live with clarity, not overthinking. Okay. Great. Now, your classic traits under your sun sign, I don't want you to view any of them as negative, because being in your head as a Virgo, a lot of times you're prone to depression. You're prone to hold yourself to standards that just do not make any sense. Can't nobody fulfill those standards. You're just too hard on yourself. But if you take that and recode it and rewire it, you can use that overabundance of being in your head for manifestation. So I don't want you to look at any of the traits. That's how come when that pastor was saying what he's saying, y'all need to go watch the show from last night. I promise you. I feel like it's one of my best shows. It ain't gonna have a whole lot of views, but I was able to articulate so clearly what my intention, what I was trying to teach. And I was talking about that pastor, that man, and he was saying how the planets make permanent your traits. No, that ain't what's happening. No, the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you calls you to be born at a specific time when the planets are telling the future. It ain't the planets doing. It's the will of God. He's the life giver. He calls you to be born under that sign so that you can have the traits that you need in order to do your contribution in the earth. So with that being said, Tamara, Virgo's been stuck in their head. That is a gift from God given to you to be born in that pattern, in that character, so that then you can use that in your contribution, because your contribution to the world of good, that contribution of good to the world, your programming, the Virgo programming is necessary. Y'all got that? It really was a masterclass on the main platform. You're going to have to go back and watch it. And if you watch that about 5 times a week and you do it for about 5 weeks, you'll be able to teach. And that's what we need. We need teachers, a whole bunch of teachers that's saying the same thing. Teach it to your family. Start there. Just try. I'm going to tell you, the person that teaches learns twice. So it's important for you to teach. Start with your family, maybe one night a month or 2 nights a month. That's what my daddy did. We have Bible study every Thursday at the house. So if you do that, imagine the gift you give to your kids and grandkids. If they, and listen, what's powerful, they're hearing it from you and not going to a university and hearing it from a professor. So because the professor, the teacher, life is going to teach them. But if you've already said certain things, what you say is as the elder and as the sage in the family, that is going to be in the subconscious. So they're going to take the filter coming out of their subconscious and listen and scan their environment for more of that. So that's why the parent is a pastor. Aster. You should be teaching your kids about the aster. That's the star. They should understand their star, their signs. I sat down with my kids, said, this is your rising, this is your sun sign, this is your moon, and this is your descendant. This is what this means. I gave them that and told them the book, and hopefully they're growing in that. I'm working on a code to bring up when I am triggered by my past trauma. Okay. All right. Yes, like scar tissue, Alicia. Great observer. That's great to tie in with that. Great to tie in with that. Yes, that's a great way to put it. Can you add neuroplasticity teachings to collections in Patreon? I need them, please, and thanks. Okay, I'll add this one and just this one for neuroplasticity. All right. Hurt is a brain injury. Just got me stuck in my thoughts at that one moment. And I realized that sometimes I get stuck in those moments often. Yes. And it changes who you are. The longer you sit there in that stuck, when you're talking about willfully sitting there to heal, where you get stuck in it comes and you're stuck in that, it deepens itself in your coding. It prints deeper in your soul. So that repetition is going to be key in really making yourself whole and healing everything. Doctor, you are done. I have homework. Okay. All right. So we're going to begin to respond. Let's do a neuroplasticity seed. So it's going to be the same amounts. But I think this is a very important seed because you have some action behind this. I want you to choose a sacrificial level of giving. Everyone come to the 8111, at least the 8111. There are 280 people. I'm going to ask, and I'm asking prophetically, 100 people to do $81.11, 11 people to do the high performer, 11 people to do the stakeholder, 11 people to do the super seed. I call it in. I speak, I declare that this comes into the MBN network. It blesses the giver. It makes them fat. The space they pull it from, I prophesy the feeling in that space supernaturally. Bring it back to them multiplied, pressed down, shaken together, running over as they decide to support this network, this that you breathed. Oh God, bless each of them. Let them know it's a direct result of giving and supporting this ministry, operating in these laws through MBN network of reciprocity. So now make a decision. On the left, we remember the mouth before the house, whatever you decide there. But on the right is where you're going to put that 8111. That's where you're going to put that 211, the 411, and the 711. Because we're sowing these 11s all in this 11th month. And they're looking like candles. They're looking like gates. All of the things that we have discussed here. Larry, I need to go back and watch the playback from yesterday and then watch the playback. You do. I promise you, you have to. Yes, Tamara, it's important for you to teach. Well, that is amazing. Man, y'all are amazing parents. Yeah, I was very clear last night for some reason. Now, what was it? I didn't read all this. I have homework now. This is me. I live to learn and make darn application to do the work, to dismantle the old system and put new systems in place. That part. Bingo. Yeah, we're done. This is enough. This is enough. Because this was a lot. All right, we're doing the neuroplasticity seed. The neuroplasticity seed. The parent is the pastor. Agreed. We, my family, talk about astrology regularly. I love that. Who is Red Boot LLC that just did a super seed? Tell us your name because they changed this. I don't know who that is. You're probably a Celestial Circle member. And thank you for your super seed. So we need 10 more super seeders. Kendall, I'm going to need for you to keep record. Look at the chat. What you're sowing, please let us know in the chat so I can recognize it. All right, while we're doing that, I'm going to play this video again about neuroplasticity to help with your programming. I'm going to play it again. Jonathan Nichols, is that you with Red Bull? Ah, hey there! We just talking about you the other day. How you doing? Okay. All right, Larry. All right, we got a partner. See, we need 99 more. And I call it in. Felicia Hockaday, done a partner C, 98 more. Latina says, your teaching yesterday was very clear. I have all the scripture references to study and share. And today was just as clear. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. That's, this is what I live for right now. It's all I care about, tell you the truth. I ain't gonna lie. If it's not in sharing information and watching people grow, or even seeing people grow through laughter I provide them, if it's not effective and measurable, I am not interested in doing it. I'm not at all. All right, Shamako did a partner seed, but he done the 100. I'm gonna tell you what's interesting. Okay, let me confess. This is the seed that I was supposed to ask for instead of the 8111. I was supposed to ask everyone at the bottom to come to 111. This is the seed I saw. I saw 1, 11, 11, 11. And I did not ask for it because this is the 23rd of the month. I know people get paid on the 1st and the 15th. And I know we're in a recession. But if you feel that you're supposed to do $111.11 and somebody $1,111.11 and somebody else $11,000, you're supposed to sow for the entire optimization series out of your business account. I am 100% clear on this. But I did not ask and request that because of me thinking about the time. And I'm not going to lie and say this won't be the last time I do this, because I am a human in the experience with everybody. I feel everything as relates to those of you I'm undergirding. But if this is your walk of faith and that's what you're supposed to do the $111.11. Do the $1,111.11. Do that $11,111.11. I know who's supposed to do the $11,111.11. They may not be here, but they may be in the bushes, and I know who you are. That's what you're supposed to sow. As soon as I said it, I saw another person come up under that $11,111.11. You're just supposed to let it go. And it's going to open up something for you first quarter 2026. Now, let me be very clear. When you make a sacrifice or do something intentional, it changes the future. So if I make, and this has happened to me several times, a $11,111.11 seed, if I do that, then I change something in my future. It's a seed. Every seed is attached to a harvest. Absolutely it is. Every sacrifice triggers a release in your future. I love that. Inner child to reparent. All right, Jenna, high performer seed, we need 10 more. Thank you, DeQuincy, for your seed. Dr. Marva Morris, thank you. Stakeholder, we need how many more? 10 more. Sandra Woods, how many more we need? I think it's 96. That is great. Some serious parenting y'all are doing. All right, Taruma, 11111 seed. Got it. Partner seed, Carrie Jones. So count the 111s too, Kendall, as partner seeds. And let me know in a little bit how many more we need. Belta, thank you. 2222, Taruma, I see what you're doing. Seed sown 8111, neuroplasticity seed sown intentionally. You say you felt it, and so you sowed it. That was what I saw in my head. Taruma and neuroplasticity, high performer. Shamako's calling you. The stakeholder, Miss Marba, Shamako's going to be calling you. That's great. I'm glad to hear that. I know I felt very clear. Marina, God bless you and your seed. High performer seed, Broader A. Foster. How many more high performers we need? Thank you, Ron Cole. It's my oldest sister husband for doing the 8111 seed. Thank you. Oh, that's him and Neil. 8111 Beverly. How much more we need? S. Dickey. We're getting there. The 100 is coming in. The 100, 8111, and the 11 stakeholders, the 11 high performers. Come on, intercessors, call it with me. And the 11 superseders. 7. Did I say 11 before? I meant 7 superseders. Dorothy Curtis, 211, high performer. We almost, that's like the 3rd high performer. Thank you, Dorothy. Taruma, 211. I see what you're doing, Constance. Learning Center, 111 from the Learning Center. Then 8111. So that's 2 partner seeds there. Count, Kendall. Thank you so much, Dowles. Cartrice Colvin, 111 partner seed. Thank you so very much. Alicia, partner seed, 8181. Let us know in a little bit, Kendall, how where we at. Nicole, great, Nicole. Which Nicole is that? Done a super seed. I'll be speaking the word of the Lord to you. You need to go back up there and catch the count. Somebody help Kendall. Mother Ivory, high performer. Thank you. Erica Count, super seed sown. Wow. We're getting to our goal. Crystal Williams, 11111. Thank you. Haithcock, thank you. 8111. Miss Lisa, 8111. Linda Pro, 11111. Here we go, y'all. Jenna, that's high performer. How many more of that, you guys? William Jones, super seed sown. That means that money been unlocked. All right, I got you. I'm sending the word of the Lord to you. Lisa Merritt, 11111 partner seed. Thank you. Latina Lewis, high performer. Thank you. Key, high performer. Thank you. Another high performer, Monica Quiones. Boy, if this is a sign of what's about to happen in your brain, we going up, up, up. Neuroplasticity. Jessica. Donnell. She done a little higher than the high performer. So count her as a high performer. Partner seed, another partner seed sown. All right, where we at now, Kendall? Where are we now? Naida Chesson done at 81, a neuroplasticity seed. She didn't tell me what kind it was, but she done a neuroplasticity seed. Miss LaShonda done an 8111 partner seed. Thank you. I need to know where we at, or whoever else. While that's going on, let's look at this to make sure we're baking in this neuroplasticity so we can perform it. All right.
Not so long ago, many scientists believed that the brain did not change after childhood, that it was hardwired and fixed by the time we became adults.
Thank you, Tiffany McCormick, 111C.
But recent advances in only the last decade now tell us that this is simply not true. The brain can and does change throughout our lives. It is adaptable, like plastic. Hence, neuroscientists call this neuroplasticity. How does neuroplasticity work? If you think of your brain as a dynamic, connected power grid, There are billions of pathways or roads lighting up every time you think, feel, or do something. Some of these roads are well travelled. These are our habits, our established ways of thinking, feeling, and doing. Every time we think in a certain way, practice a particular task, or feel a specific emotion, we strengthen this road. It becomes easier for our brains to travel this pathway. Say we think about something differently, learn a new task, or choose a different emotion. We start carving out a new road. If we keep travelling that road, our brains begin to use this pathway more, and this new way of thinking, feeling, or doing.
So every time we do that, it increases more and more. Granville says, always share what you hear regarding this community and see so, and it stresses us as a community and positions us to become the multi-millionaires and billionaires we are destined to be. 100%, I agree with that. But just so you guys know, when you understand something about God. God is a parent, father, and mother. And I constantly pray to embody the heart of God. And as a father, some of you call me your spiritual father. Most of you call me your personal prophet or your coach or mentor. But as a father, I think like a father. So, and sometimes that with the coach aspect and the prophet aspect, the father's different. It's a different thing. And so sometimes I notice the older I get, that father aspect can override some stuff. But I'm so thankful for having people around me that are prophetic as well. For Shamako to do that, now we're aligned with that. That happened one time I was in New York. I think the same, it was the same day of the Celestial Circle. The original when Spirit showed me that circling over New York that was going through our chest. I did it that day. Yep. I did it that day. All right. I'm going to finish playing that video. We're probably going to go out playing that video just to keep programming ourselves with it. All right. Stephanie Peoples did a partner seed. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Nathan Lotley, a partner seed. Thank you so much. Adeline done a super seed. Wow. So we're going to get that 7. Ain't that 3 I done seen? I'm be giving you guys that word of the Lord. You will have it by the close of today. I may do something right now. Sherry, partner seed song. Another partner seed song by Cerise. Thank you, Cerise. Deshima, I will be back and watch the replay. Taruma and partner seed will be sung shortly. Thank you, Deshima. Enjoy Dubai. It's 5:24. What's her name? What's that place we went to, the amusement park? It only be there 7 months out of the year. I think it's still there. Make sure you go. Because you go there and they got representations of every country and they got their clothes. And so it's like going there and going all around the world at one time. What's the name of that, Kendall? I'm going to go again when I go back. The Global Village. That's right. Make sure, Deshima, go to the Global Village. Go to the Global Village. Oh, my God, I can't wait to go back. When is it over? I want to go again. We went twice. Still 1.5. I want to go back. Martha Weston, she done a high performer. Kendall Work, you ain't gave us numbers yet. Candace Johnson, 11111. Thank you so much, Candace. I see that 333. I see what you're doing. Laura Scott, thank you, Lori. Thank you so much, Vonda. Okay, we got 29 of the 100 partners we asked for. All right, I call that of the 71 partners in to support and stand with us. Thanks, God, for blowing their mind with the return. You put your phone number in error. My apologies. It was a wrong phone number. No, put your phone number in there still. Yeah. I thought I did prayer. If I didn't, it feel like I did. I thought I did. 8111. Another partner seed. Are you gonna go, Deshima? Wow, I had a dream that I was eating off your plate. When I realized it, I said, I'm sorry, I'm just eating all your food like you're my father. Whoa. And you said it's okay, I am. That's so interesting. Whoa. Whoa. Wow. What a confirmation to you. Yeah, I'm not a king. I am a father. That I'm very clear on. All right, 70 more. Headed to the marina. That's where I be. Right near JBR Walk. God, I wish I could have been there to see you. Okay, thank you, Miss Pat. Lahoma Jones, thank you so very much. And Lahoma Jones, cause we do this from Reformation to Reformation, and then we choose the top 12. And I just announced the top 12 donors: Michael and Constance Dow, Martha Weston, Rhonda Jones, Stacy Percolut, Arlisha Biggers Dotson, Latina Lewis, Mother Marva Morris, Sherilyn J. Stewart Tabiri, Lahoma Jones, Dr. Kim Golden, Rosetta Delancey, and Carrie Jones are our top 12 donors since Reformation. Thank you guys so very much. And I know that this is probably going to change as we continue to do this all the way to June, the end of June, I think. No, June 1st. And for the year. Thank you so much for supporting the MBN network. Irene Simmons, 1111C. Thank you so very much, Mother Simmons. Visit the World Hours. I ain't been to that yet. Please pledge to Ruma and Partner C. Thank you. Write that down because she says she's going to do it. Thank you so very much. Intentional Neuroplasticity Partner C. What's up, Ryan? Pray over that child. Hey, Nikki Ojo. Priscilla Ayala. Super Seed. I get to speak the word of the Lord. 32 partners. 68 more to go. It ends May 10th. Okay, great. Let's go. Tamara, you might well go when I go back. And Charlene, too. I'm headed to my birthday dinner at the marina. I went to Global Village and had an awesome time. I may go back. Yeah, you got to go twice. Oh, you doing the thing. Definitely do that. Thank you, DSTC. Thank you so very much. Neuroplasticity song with intention to rewire my brain to release paralysis in negative thinking. I'm reprogramming my brain to operate to fit. Great. I love to hear that. Thank you, DM McCray. Yes, it's getting longer and longer for high performers. Thank you for your faithfulness. Rhonda Jones, thank you again. All right, where we at, Nancy? Well, she wanting to be in the celestial circle? Or is Kristen doing some prophetic work? Okay. Y'all, it's 9:30. I was done at 9 o'clock. That must, hey. One side of me feel like I ain't did enough, but I deep in my spirit, I feel like it was a lot for people to listen to over and over and over and over and over. Neuroplasticity probably is going to be something that is going to bring you into one of the key things that are going to bring you into the next of what you are waiting for. See, your mind works first, but the brain works fast. So we got to go into the subconscious and the conscious and do the work so that then the brain will be a conduit of what is in our mind and our vision, prophetically in our thoughts. Any and everything that keeps happening in your life over and over and over, it started in your mind. Before it showed up in your days, it was in your mind. So if you can instruct your mind, because the mind is given to programming, but it's through your thought, word, and deed acts. Your mind is where the instruction is given. The brain is where it is fleshed out through electricity, and it's executed in your life. So you don't have a demon problem. Your problem is brain default. That's your devil. And if you are committing, you sowed the seed, so you're saying you committed it, or either you're going to betray your seed. You're going to commit to its rewiring. So how do I do that, Reid? The first thing you got to do, educate yourself on the brain. That's step one. Step one, educate yourself on the brain, the ROS, the prefrontal cortex, the conscious mind, the subconscious mind. So do a study, deep dive on the brain and of the mind and the parts of the brain, especially that reticular activating system. Look at that. And that is going to start you on the path of changing your brain. Okay? Great. Absolutely. Thank you, Julie Alexander. How you been? Yes, please re-listen. Virgo mind. Yeah, Friday. Well, Friday was another one. Where is your work? Oh my God. Did somebody do that? I talked about workings, didn't I? Yeah, Friday was a teaching. I forgot about that. Where we need to put that. Cause didn't I do extensively about workings? I think I did. So I need to make that a collection. What was the other? Text me the other collection CJ said make in there, which is of this neuroplasticity. Yeah. Thank you, Marie Williams. Make sure you count that, Nancy. Lisa, Miss Patney, your last name and your phone number. Right, Granville. This teaching on neuroscience and neuroplasticity reminded me of when I went down a rabbit hole in this space. It also reminded me to go back and pick it up again. It was eye-opening and helpful. Great. All right, Miss Pat is giving some instruction there. Neuroplasticity is the science of renewing the mind according to scripture. No. This is what those that don't practice spirituality do not understand the science of spirit of God. Okay. That is the controlled colonization and programming tool of Christianity, is to take the idea of neuroplasticity that is found in Psalms. In this law does meditate in the law day and night, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. That is a neurological text. But what the church has taught is the renewing of the mind with scripture. No. I don't know if that's what you meant, but if it is, no. No. You don't want to reprogram your mind with the thoughts and words of another man. You don't want to do that. You want to be in relationship with spirit, and spirit is giving you the program. There are some other neuroplasticity teachings from this year. I'll look for them this week and let you know that please, because then, and that's when I make the collection. Well, I'll go ahead and make the collection with this one. But yeah, thank you for that. Ooh, Latina, check that out. That was Friday morning, not Friday evening. It was in the morning prayer. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Christian. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Dominique. Thank you. All right, so count Christian Patton as a partner. If you are watching and you watch this and you're like, oh my God, yes, I want to get in on this. But I wasn't watching live. We still gonna see it. Miss Pat gonna get it. If you do supersede, I'm still gonna sing your prophecy. You're gonna have it by the end of the night. So I will be speaking with you. And Shamako is going to be calling stakeholders and also the high performers. And sometimes he jump around and call a few partners. So make sure your phone number is in every memo. Yes, I know that. Okay. The 100 has already came in. The 100 partner seeds, the 11 high performer seeds, the 11 super seeds, and the seven super seeds, the 11 stakeholder seeds, the 11 high performer seeds, and the 100 partner seeds have all came in by the end of the day. And it is so. Let's use our mouth to make that happen. Okay. Right. Okay, I wasn't clear. Exactly, Bonda. Exactly. But, remember, plasticity is neutral. So you can do that and program and recite scripture. But see, it's neutral. And if you think the authors and creators of Christianity did not know that, they knew it. So they want you to get programmed with the scripture. That's how we end up. Joy and Mako like this. They got scripture for everything. And it's because of being in church and also reading and hearing the scriptures all the time. And there's a plus to that. And that's how they use it. They use it to help them teach and coach. It is so. Oh my God. What a statement. Oh, wow. I've never thought of that. It is so. Do y'all know how layered that is? It is so. S-O and then S-O-W. Oh, that may go into some of my teaching. Because the seed has in it the harvest. The seed has the ending of it, the full bloom of it in it. So when you sow it, you are making it so. Oh my God. When you sow it, you're making it so. S-O, when you S-O-W, you make it S-O. Wow. I'm putting it in my brain to rewire that part. No, you're the one that taught it. What inspired me to teach it. Oh my God. And it is so. CD, time harvest. Whoa. Thought, word, deed, seed, time and harvest. Thought, word, deed, seed, time and harvest. Thought, word, deed, seed, time and harvest. Ooh, got to remember that. Wow. You see that, Constance and Shamako? Conversation we had. When you sow it, you're making it so. And it's planted with your word, your deed and seed. Yeah, I'm doing nothing. Thought, word, deed, seed, time, and harvest. See, that's something you can teach your children. God, that'll be good for vacation Bible school, Sunday school. Thought, word, deed, seed, time. Just teaching that to a child and make sure they got that thing, man, that can shift their whole life. Oh, Lord. Thought, word, deed, seed, time, and harvest. Thought, word, deed, seed, time. Where Glow at? She gonna wear this out. I think she on vacation with her husband. She'll see it. Thought, word, deed, seed, time, and harvest. Thought, word, deed, seed, time, and harvest. I got that. All right. We're complete. 9:42. God bless you. I dragged it out. We could have been done at 9 o'clock. I dragged it out. Oh, my God. But we're still getting out early. I love each and every one of you. I pray that you will listen to this over and over. You become it, do it, and teach somebody else. We got a lot of work to do on this earth, you guys. And it's on us all to do it. I'm the front man, but I ain't the only man. I'm the front man, but I ain't the only man. You have a responsibility that's tailor-made for you. Your contribution on the earth that you have to make. And I'm your right now prophet and teacher for the future. I may be it for the next 10 years or just the next 10 months. But the longer you stay with me, the better it's going to get, because I ain't going to never stop growing and going in the direction of the future. There will be changes as we're going forward, because I'm looking at the future. I'm not checking in. I only have no competition. So if you stick with me, we're going to keep, we ain't stopping. It's moving straight. Okay. Happy birthday to my granddaughter, Eden Simone. Happy birthday, granddaughter. Late but super seed song. That's Kendra. Hey, Kendra. Ain't that Kendra? How you doing, Kendra? Hope you're doing all right. Oh, my God. Y'all couldn't let Willa left alone. I'm about to do it. Yeah, she's on the C's. Make sure you tell her constant about thought, word, deed, seed, time, and harvest. She going to wear that out. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see how many I got to prophesy to. I'll get that done before this evening is out. Oh, Erica Counts did $1,011.11. Wow. Thank you. Nicole Shaw done Super Seed with Jonathan Mickles, William Henry Jones, Adeline Faison, and Priscilla Ayala. I will be sending all of you guys the word of the Lord, texting it over to you. All right. About to do it and doing it at the same. All right. You know, I'm going to let y'all go. Let me just play this little song on that. No, we're going to do the neuroplasticity on our way out. Y'all try it. Okay. God bless you, Eden. Can Eden hear us telling her happy birthday? Is she with you? Let me stop that. I'm about to get in. Let me go. Bye.
Second nature. The old pathway gets believed that the brain did not change. Not so long ago, many scientists believed that the brain did not change after childhood, that it was hardwired and fixed by the time we became adults. But recent advances in only the last decade now tell us that this is simply not true. The brain can and does change throughout our lives. It is adaptable, like plastic. Hence, neuroscientists call this neuroplasticity. How does neuroplasticity work? If you think of your brain as a dynamic, connected power grid, there are billions of pathways or roads lighting up every time you think, feel, or do something. Some of these roads are well-travelled. These are our habits, our established ways of thinking, feeling, and doing. Every time we think in a certain way, practice a particular task, or feel a specific emotion, we strengthen this road. It becomes easier for our brains to travel this pathway. Say we think about something differently, learn a new task, or choose a different emotion. We start carving out a new road. If we keep travelling that road, our brains begin to use this pathway more, and this new way of thinking, feeling, or doing becomes second nature. The old pathway gets used less and less and weakens. This process of rewiring your brain by forming new connections and weakening old ones is neuroplasticity in action. The good news is that we all have the ability to learn and change by rewiring our brains. If you have ever changed a bad habit or thought about something differently, you have carved a new pathway in your brain and experienced neuroplasticity firsthand. With repeated and directed attention towards your desired change, you can rewire your brain.
See y'all later. I love you. Bye. 947 CJ, Naita, and Tamara. Bye. Please listen over and over. Can this video be placed in Patreon? I need it for my notes. Okay, I see you.